Schmitt Tonight. Economic fears eased today as Wednesday started with some incredible news. At 8:30 this morning, the February inflation number came in better than expected. An annualized rate, 2.8%. We are now in the twos. Joe Biden's record inflation is collapsing, a dream for the American working class that has been absolutely gutted by high prices for the last 3 years. There are hints that inflation will continue to rapidly lower as well. Truflation is a forecaster that uses blockchain technology and millions of data points. It runs several weeks ahead of the CPI numbers that we get from the government, and they currently have U.S. inflation at 1.3%. Now, this is not an official number by any means, but that's an estimate from guys that say they know what they're talking about, and that is well below the Fed's target, maybe too low. We're going to see what that estimate is made of here in about a month or 6 weeks. But in the meantime, the other great news is the price of oil, which we talked about last night as well. It has plunged since Trump was elected, promising to unleash American energy. Last summer, the EIA predicted oil would be $90 a barrel right now. It currently sits at $67. This is why presidents matter, because they can do things like this. This good news kept the markets in positive territory today, even as the EU retaliated with a $28 billion tariff plan in response to Trump's 25% tariffs on European aluminum and steel. Trump again defending a very bold economic agenda.
The EU was set up in order to take advantage of the United States, but the United States shouldn't have let it happen. We had stupid leaders. We had leaders that didn't have a clue, or let's say they weren't business people, but they didn't have a clue what was happening. We're going to take back our wealth, and we're going to take back a lot of the companies that left are coming back.
Trump with the Irish Prime Minister today, a country that lured away American pharmaceutical companies with attractive tax breaks. Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, Eli Lilly, Gilead, many others now have a massive presence in Ireland. They fled to save money, of course, taking tens of thousands of our jobs with them. Here's the president again.
I looked at trade deals that were so bad, I'd actually say, how is it possible that this could have happened? Who would have been so stupid to let these deals happen? For instance, when the pharmaceutical companies started to go to Ireland, I would have said, that's okay if you want to go to Ireland. I think it's great. But if you want to sell anything into the United States, I'm going to put a 200% tariff on you. So you're never going to be able to sell anything into the United States. You know what they would have done? They would have stayed here.
Yeah. Trump is working to prevent these kinds of moves from ever happening again and entice those who left into returning using tariffs to do that. Pharma is just one example. This problem has plagued the entire American economy for a long time, for decades. Nobody in Washington lifted a finger, lobbied by globalist corporations to stay out of the way as our working class was gutted. Cheaper labor everywhere else, lower taxes everywhere else, and fled they did. The president's EU tariffs are clearly warranted in this case. The EU, the European Union, guts our country on trade. We subsidize Europe tremendously, buying millions of their foreign cars. We see BMWs everywhere in this country, but you rarely see a Ford in France. For every one American car Europe buys, we buy 14 of theirs, and cars are a lot of money. That is a lot of money. We see the same in agriculture, trends that the president intends to end.
April 2nd is going to be a very big day for the United States of America. The United States of America is going to take back a lot of what was stolen from it by other countries and by, frankly, incompetent U.S. leadership.
All right, so in the meantime, the other side spent today freaking out about Trump's Tesla purchase at the White House from yesterday. Elon Musk's dealerships have been targeted by left-wing lunatics as Musk works with the president to cut waste, fraud, and abuse in our government. Elon's company is taking undeserved abuse, getting terrorized at Tesla dealerships. People driving Tesla cars are getting attacked in the street. All of this as he works to save our country from bankruptcy. Trump thanking Elon by buying one of his cars, the nicest one I think they had, in front of the entire world. It was reported this way on MSNBC.
Julie, what's your reaction to this Tesla stunt? Is it ironic that the president is now touting electric vehicles?
I mean, first of all, it's not legal. Let's start with that. Second, we can't do this on the property of the White House. It's federal property. Second, I mean, really, the president is basically a car salesman now. It's just astounding with everything that's going on.
I guess little Julie there forgot about this moment when Jeeps were lined up outside of the White House back in 2021. Biden going for a test drive, promoting electric vehicles, which he mandated like a tyrant onto the American people, cars nobody wanted, that are now rotting on dealerships all across the country. The fury against DOGE remains strong on the left, though. They are very, very threatened by this, and their fury is getting worse. The governor of Delaware humiliating himself on CNBC.
If Elon's watching right now, what would you tell him?
Elon who?
Musk.
Elon Musk?
Yeah.
Please stop cutting our federal government with a chainsaw. Please preserve Medicaid.
He meant about his shares.
He's not coming back to Delaware with that
The
message.
shares, yeah, Elon, yeah, he's running his company. I don't know.
Right.
I don't have much to say to him.
I guess the governor of Delaware is an idiot, what we learned tonight. It's bad when even the hosts visibly think you're a fool. Dems are still lying about Elon's comment on Fox Business this week as well, when he clearly stated that he wanted to take aim at waste in our entitlement spending, which is estimated at more than $500 billion, according to the GAO. $500 billion. That's a lot of money. They're screaming bloody murder as DOGE aims at entitlement waste. They're not taking away your Social Security unless you're dead. That's it. And the same people that are so angry right now, this is how they sounded 3 presidents ago on the same topic.
There is no question that there is an enormous amount of waste and fraud and abuse in this government.
We cannot keep our promises on Medicare. We simply must make the cuts in waste, fraud, and abuse in Medicare.
If we're going to eliminate the waste, fraud, and abuse in Medicare, it does mean we're going to cut some of that out. You can't just get up there and say, we don't want to cut anything out of Medicare. We want to cut the bad stuff and keep the good stuff.
You know, everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us. We're different. We report the real news. No spin, just the facts. Turn to us, and you won't turn back.
Tune in to Rob Schmitt tonight on Newsmax.